Hey Jess, it's me, your teacher, Rich, and I'm going over your midterm. Sorry it took so long, but let's get down to it. I'm looking at problem number one, and it looks perfect. It is, it's perfect. So, one quick thing that I would hope you would have noticed is if you look at the means, right, the mean stated was $9.50, the mean calculated was $9.59. So, you're only talking about a 9 cent difference. In order for it to be a significant difference, these two means should be at least two standard deviations away from each other. So that's almost $4 apart. So this one is obviously there was no significant difference. Okay, good one so far. Now going on to number two. Okay, I'm looking over number two, and it is a paired sample t-test, right? It's like a repeated measures within group ANOVA, where you only got two repeated measures. So that's what a paired t-test is. And it looks good except for your mean for the April is different than the mean that I got. So I'm going to go double check. So please hold. All right, redoing number two. I could have made a mistake. It happens all the time. Please don't tell anybody. Control C. And I will simply paste them into this. Go in and name them. The first one was, what was it, March? And this one was April. Let me make sure I got those right. So far, so good. No decimals, please. And we are dealing with scale data, right? Boom, 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 boom. Because it's a paired t-test, we don't do that grouping variable thing. Each measurement is its own variable. That's the same as a within group ANOVA as well. So that's one of the tricks you just have to remember about SPSS. But we should be good to go. So I'm going to analyze, comparing the means, a paired sample, and that is the first one, and that is the second one. And always look at options. Don't care. Click OK. And okay, there's what we got. So we got 15, 16. Oh my goodness gracious. You were right. I was wrong. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I will fix it, and you get a great big extra credit on here. So I apologize. So please hold. Okay, I fixed my copy. Now let's go down to number three. Okay, you did make one minor error here. This is not really a paired t-test. This is an independent samples t-test. The difference is a paired t-test, everybody is in every group. Okay, so there's really only one group in a paired t-test, and then you're just measuring different things at different times with a paired t-test. Independent t-test, everybody is strictly in one group. So that's what we got going on here. Everybody's either in the sales department or the production department. So that's what that independent comes from. And so you would run an independent t-test. And I'm going to go ahead and run that for you real quick in SPSS, show you what it looks like. You would have to put the data in a different format. Let's go back to this thing, right? With the independent t-test, you need that grouping variable. So I called it group sales. I called one sales to production, and I had to make it a nominal variable. And then the dependent variable is the scale number, right? The continuous, just the regular counting number, and that was the number sold. So I noticed that you identified the outliers and took them out. You were a good student. So what I did was I already took them out of our data, and I'm going to run it without the two outliers. And our grouping is grouper. And unit sold is our DV. Don't need any options, but we have to define our groups. One was sales, two was with production. We're ready to go. So here's the output. Right? Sales, that was the group that had the two outliers where we removed them. So, and this is what you get when you do an independent T. You get a T of about 0.96, but you get the same results. It's not significant. So again, a lot of these tests, even though they're meant to be set up differently, you get the exact same results. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give you 100% on this one because you did a paired t-test and then you did it right. So I'm just very impressed. Okay, on to number 4. Oh yeah, back to number 2. I'm sorry, number 3. You forgot to write in the name of the test of normality. It's the Kolmogorov Smirnov test. I just call it the Smirnov test of normality. So put that in there. That's how you check for normality. Back to number 4. Again, this one's practically perfect. Man, Jess, you make me feel like a great teacher. One minor error was that you did not put the effect size. Now, the effect size is commonly called partial eta squared. So there's your effect size right there. So it should have been about 46.6%. No biggie. I'll knock off 1 point, but that's all so far. You're doing really good so far. All right, moving on to number 5. All right, number 5, plane comparison. Again, perfect. I can't believe it. Oh my God, you're on fire. Oh, one thing. ANOVA only has one end. All right, on to number 6, last one. Okay, your number 6. It was really good. You got everything right except for one thing. You wrote down the wrong F. I'm going to show you where you should get your Fs. Okay. So here's the SS output. And there's Fs all over the place here. But remember, you're only going to look at the box that has the test of within subject effects. That's your within group, your repeated measures ANOVA box. And the F should have been about 9.8 or 9.9. And it looks like you picked the F from the tests of within subject contrasts, which is something totally different. It's checking the data to make sure it's linear, okay? And that's what this is. So this F is not the right F. So there's the right F. So yeah, again, I'll just take off 1 point. But overall, I'm very, very impressed with your work. Just keep doing what you're doing. I might suggest one thing. When you turn in these tests and these homework assignments, it's okay to give me the boxes from the SPSS output that have the data that I need in them. Okay, so that way I could check to see if you got the right numbers and you didn't make a mistake like this one, pull it off the wrong box. But very, very impressive. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Stay tuned. MGZ out.